Welcome back to the channel, GH fanatics. Tonight, the ground beneath Port Charles just shattered. A literal cliffhanger has completely rewritten the balance of power, forcing a desperate mother to cross the ultimate fatal line. The momentum has violently shifted, leaving everyone trapped in a web of impossible, deadly choices. Let's dive into the madness. Wait, I'm getting ahead of myself. I need to calm down. Okay, back to the point. Let's talk about the cliff. The cliff. Nina Reeves just pushed Jack Brennan off a cliff into the raging waters below, and the black box went right down with him. I repeat, Nina pushed Brennan to his watery grave. I'm sorry, but am I the only one who needs a paper bag to hyperventilate into right now? I've been watching this show since 2015, and I have seen some wild, unhinged things. But this takes the absolute cake. This is the wildest, most desperate, most Shakespearean tragedy they have pulled off. So, let's break down how we got to this absolute nightmare of a scene. Nina and Brennan have been circling each other for weeks. The chemistry was off the charts, right? I know some people are loving this pairing, and personally, I was kind of here for it. I really was. I thought they were going to be the next big power couple. But then Brennan had to go and ruin it by being a ruthless, calculating snake. Because of course he did. He's WSB. He doesn't have a heart, he has an agenda. And his agenda suddenly, inexplicably shifted to helping Michael Corinto. Michael? Of all people. I mean, can we talk about Michael for a second? The guy is on a ruthless, insufferable power trip. He dumped Jacinda, he's flexing at deception, he's forcing Willow to live in the Quartermain Gatehouse like a literal prisoner, and he is determined to get full, sole custody of Wiley and Amelia. And he's using the fact that Willow shot Drew as his ultimate trump card. It is sickening. Michael thinks he owns everyone and everything in this. And Brennan, in his infinite twisted wisdom, decided that handing the black box over to Michael was the winning move. He actually looked Nina in the eye and told her he was going to use that evidence to help Michael strip Willow of her. He was going to hand Michael the ultimate victory, leaving Willow completely devastated and broken. Are you kidding me, Brennan? Did you not do a background check on Nina Reeves? You do not threaten Nina's children. You do not threaten her access to her grandchildren. This is a woman who literally stole a baby from a womb. Well, Ava's. But you get the point. Who hid an amnesiac Sonny in Nixon Falls for months, and who just shoved a wheelchair-bound Drew Kane into the Quartermain Lake. Nina does not play games when she is backed into a corner. When Brennan threatened to hand Wiley and Amelia over to the Corinthos monopoly, he signed his own death warrant. He poked the absolute wrong bear. I'm sorry, but I really need to vent about the Corinthos family's absolute obsession with taking children away from their mother. Sonny did it to Ava with Avery. Michael is trying to do it to Willow with Wiley and Amelia. Carly tried to do it with Nell. It's a generational curse. They think because they have money and power, they are the only ones fit to raise kids, completely ignoring the fact that their entire empire is built on mob violence and danger. Nina sees this cycle. Nina lived this cycle. When Brennan threatened to hand the ultimate victory to Michael, he wasn't just making a strategic WSB play, he was triggering Nina's deepest, darkest trauma. She lost her coma baby. She lost Nell to a cliff. She lost years with Willow. She is fiercely, violently protective of the family she has left. So yes, pushing Brennan was extreme, but from a psychological standpoint, it makes complete, terrifying sense. The scene on that cliff near the Quartermain estate was pure, unadulterated cinema. The wind was howling, the sky was dark and stormy, and the tension was so thick you could cut it with a knife. Nina was begging him. She was literally pleading, tears streaming down her face, begging Brennan not to do this to Willow. Willow is already hanging by a thread. She's terrified, she's trapped, she's being harassed by Jen Sidwell, she's being blackmailed by Drew, and now Michael is suffering. If Willow loses those kids, she will break. Nina knows that. Nina feels that in her bones. And standing on that cliff, I couldn't help but scream at my TV because the parallels. Remember when Carly and Nell were on a cliff? Remember when Nell fell to her death and Carly kept that secret? Yeah, didn't work out so well then either. But the poetic irony of Nina Nell's biological mother standing on a cliff, fighting for her other daughter's survival, and pushing someone over the edge. It is brilliant writing. I have to hand it to them. The visual storytelling was top tier. It was like watching history repeat itself. But this time, Nina was the one playing God. So they are arguing. Brennan is being so incredibly smug, holding that black box like it's the Holy Grail, taunting Nina. He tells her, it's just business. That Michael can offer him more power, more influence, whatever sick WSB endgame he's playing. He actually thought she would just cry and accept it. He thought she was weak. And Nina just snaps. The maternal rage takes over. She lunges for the box. They struggle. It's violent, it's messy, it's desperate. You can see the exact moment Nina realizes that talking isn't going to work. And then, bam. She shoves him with every ounce of strength she has left in her body. Brennan's eyes go wide. He loses his footing, and over he goes. Down, 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 into the dark, churning water. And the box, the infamous black box that Valentine stole, that Carly found, that somehow ended up on this cliff, it falls right out of Brennan's hands and sinks into the abyss. All that evidence against Drew, all that leverage, gone, swallowed by the river. I literally gasped out loud. Because on one hand, yes, Willow is safe from Michael getting that specific leverage. But on the other hand, Nina just committed outright murder to do it. And without that box, they have absolutely no leverage over Drew. Let's talk about Nina's face in that aftermath. The actress deserves an Emmy for that single shot alone. She didn't scream like she did when she pushed Drew into the lake. She didn't panic. She just stood there, breathing heavily, looking over the edge, and you could see the exact moment her soul fractured, and she accepted her fate. She accepted the guilt. She decided right then and there that her soul was a fair price to pay for Willow's salvation. She cannot bear to see her daughter lose her kids to the Corinthos family. She lost Nell to them. She lost years with Willow to them. She wasn't going to let Michael take Wiley and Amelia, even if it meant she had to become a monster to stop it. Then she turns around, walks back to the Quartermain gatehouse, soaking wet from the rain, shivering, and looks Willow dead in the eye. Willow is frantic, pacing the floor, terrified about Michael's threats and Drew's mobility. And Nina, cool as a cucumber, but completely dead inside, tells her that Brennan skipped town. He fled the town, Willow. He's gone. I screamed. The absolute audacity. The chilling delivery. Nina is going to carry this massive, dark, rotting secret inside her for the rest of her life, all to give Willow peace. But how gullible is Willow? I love her, I really do. But come on, girl. Your mother walks in looking like she just survived a Category 5 hurricane, staring blankly into space, and tells you the highly trained WSB agent who was obsessed with her just randomly packed his bags and fled. And Willow just accepts it? She's just like, oh, okay. I guess we have no leverage against Drew now. Wake up, Willow. Your mother is a literal killer now. She is out here dropping bodies to protect your custody rights. You need to start asking some questions. Wait, let me gather my thoughts, because my brain is spinning with theories. Is Jack Brennan actually dead? I mean, this is Port Charles. Nobody dies from a cliff fall unless we see a body in the morgue. And even then, Cassius Faison proved that autopsies and cremations can be faked. Brennan is a highly trained operative. He survived a fake stroke, he survived Ross Cullum's poisonous gas, thanks to Nina, ironically, so could he survive a cliff fall? Maybe. Maybe he washes up on the shore and Gio Palmieri finds him while doing his lifeguard. Imagine Gio pulling another guy out of the water. First Drew, now Brennan. Gio is going to need a raise if he keeps fishing Nina's victims out of the local waterway. Actually, no. I think he might really be dead. If Brennan survives, Nina is toast. He will come back with a vengeance that will make Sonny Corinthos look like a choir boy. He will use the full force of the WSB to destroy her. But if he's really dead, then Nina has to live with this forever. She has to look at Willow and the kids every single day knowing she took a man's life to keep them together. And what happens when Sonny finds out? Because Sonny always finds out. Sonny already hates Nina. If he discovers she murdered Brennan and lied about it, he will use it to help Michael destroy her and Willow both. It is a ticking time bomb. And Michael is going to be insufferable. He already thinks he has the upper hand with Trina and Kai's testimony about Willow shooting Drew. Now, without the black box, Willow has absolutely zero leverage to fight back against Drew or Mike. Drew is fully mobile now, completely recovered from the paralytic, and he is out for blood. He's teaming up with Ava Jerome, he's tormenting Alexis, and he wants to ruin the Quartermain. Willow is sitting right in the crosshairs of Drew's revenge and Michael's custody war, and the only shield she had, the black box, is currently sleeping with the fish. Speaking of Ava, how is she going to play into this? Ava knows Nina better than anyone. Ava is going to take one look at Nina's traumatized, guilty face and know exactly what she did. Ava can smell a murder from a mile away. Will Ava use this to blackmail Nina? Or will she help her cover it up? They have that weird frenemy bond, but Ava is currently allied with... If Drew finds out Nina killed Brennan and lost the box, all bets are off. Ava might just sell Nina down the river to solidify her alliance with Drew and take down Sonny. The politics of this town are so messy right now, and I am living for it. Let's trace the journey of this ridiculous black box for a second, because it is hilarious and tragic. Ross Cullum had it. Valentine stole it from Windermere to use as leverage to unfreeze his assets. Carly found it in Valentine's kitchen and hid it. Then somehow, it ends up in Brennan's hands, and now it's at the bottom of a river. This box has seen more of Port Charles than most of the cast. And what was even in it? Evidence of Drew's misappropriated funds. Evidence that could have put Drew back in Pentonville and saved Willow from his wrath. Now, Drew is walking around free, fully healed from his locked-in state, plotting with Ava, and Willow is completely defenseless. Nina thought she was saving Willow by eliminating Brennan, but by losing the box, she might have just handed Drew the ultimate victory. Am I the only one who thinks this is going to backfire spectacularly? I know some people are loving this dark, twisted version of Nina, but personally, I am terrified. I'm sitting here typing furiously. My coffee is cold, my eyes are burning, but I cannot stop thinking about the sheer panic in Nina's eyes before she pushed him. The way the writers set this up, they made us fall in love with the Brennan and Nina dynamic. The banter, the chemistry, the steamy kisses. They made us root for them, and then they ripped the rug out from under us. It's cruel, but it's brilliant soap opera storytelling. It's the kind of drama that keeps me coming back year after year, because you know someone is going to find out. Harrison Chase is already sniffing around the hit-and-run frame-up with Brooklyn. Dante is investigating everything. Anna Devane is back as police commissioner, even though she's hallucinating Peter August, which is a whole other mess. The PCPD will eventually notice that a high-ranking WSB agent has vanished. They will search the area. What if Nina dropped something on the cliff? An earring? A piece of fabric? What if there's security footage from the Quartermain estate? The Qs have cameras everywhere. If Tracy Quartermain gets her hands on footage of Nina pushing Brennan off a cliff, she will use it to destroy Nina and Willow permanently. Tracy already hates them both. She would love nothing more than to hand that footage over to the cops and watch Nina get hauled off to Steinmetz. I am dreading tomorrow's episode, but I also cannot wait. This is the peak of daytime drama. The stakes have never been higher. A custody battle, a missing black box, a murdered WSB agent, a lying mother, and a vengeful ex-husband. Port Charles is about to explode, and I am entirely here for the fireworks. I just hope Nina knows what she's doing, because once you cross that line, there is no going back. She traded her soul for Willow's kids, and I have a feeling the devil is going to come to collect very, very soon. Will Brennan's watery grave stay hidden, or will this fatal secret drag Nina down with it? Drop your wildest theories below, hit that subscribe button, and let's survive this chaos together.